Cheers! Welcome to my channel. This is a Valentine's Day. It's a bonus tarot oracle reading. And Virgo, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Virgo, we still all have a little bit of Virgo in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Virgo in? That's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. Keep in mind, this is a general or collective reading, meaning parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading. So if you're watching it right now, this is the perfect time for you. And if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that might give you further clarity as to your situation now. So we're going to start with the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. And we have, let me see, who do we have? The Hangman. So the Hangman is hanging upside down from the tree of knowledge because he wants to gain a new perspective on a situation. So this is talking about the tree of knowledge, and you notice he has this bright aura around his head. When he feels like, oh, okay, now I can see it differently and I have the answers I need, he comes down from the tree and he takes action. We have the King of Wands. So you may be in the energy of the King of Wands because this does represent the internal forces. The internal forces are the what ifs. So it's when you're asking yourself, if I do this, what if that happens? If they do that, what if this happens? The woulda, shoulda, couldas. So the internal forces, the King of Wands is sitting on his throne. He is the most charismatic of all the kings. Very sexy, the kind of guy you wouldn't kick out of bed for eating crackers. He's very passionate and he's a visionary. So he's looking forward. He also, the wand is made of wood, and it is representing the ancestors' roots and also the offshoots of the descendants. And he is quite often like entrepreneurial energy. He's very charming, and just people enjoy his company. He's the life of the party quite often. One thing I have noticed about this card, this does represent the element of fire. And on the court cards in the of the wands, everyone but the Queen of Wands has these salamanders that are in a circle with their tail, and the lion. And this is representing protection from fire. The Queen of Wands doesn't need protection because she sets the tone and commands the fire. But one thing I noticed about this card a couple of weeks ago, and now I can't quit seeing it, is that this card, it looks like there's someone like two eyes and their nose with smoke coming out of it, and then smoke coming out of the mouth. So basically, where there's fire, where there's smoke, there's fire kind of energy. So something's up here. Let's see what's going on, Virgo. All right. So this is a really good start for your energy. This is how you see yourself right now. It's raining money, and you have the lifestyle you want. You have the house, you have the home, you have, you have the partner you want to be with. You have the pets. You have time to talk to your neighbor. So the pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. Having said that, they also represent like money, of course, because that's one big part of the energy. But they're talking about, this card is talking more about, the pentacles are talking about lifestyle. So you could have all the money in the world, but still not be enjoying the lifestyle that you want to live. But this card is saying you have 10 pentacles, and that is representing having the ultimate in lifestyle. We have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is sitting between the two towers here of good and evil, dark and light, that kind of energy. She is got a crescent moon here. That's because she is very, very intuitive. And she follows the cycles of the moon to really bring her intuition into being. She sits next to the throne by God, and she is about joy. The joy of being able to tap in to the Most High energy, source energy. Well, look at that. And then we have the happy card itself here. So this is really awesome energy. This is talking about being born to be happy, basically. This is talking about you being on your destined path. This little pony, this child is riding this pony and carrying this heavy banner with total ease. This banner represents what you came here on earth to do, your divine path, that your special qualities that God gave you to go on the path. The sunflowers represent, the sunflowers turn towards the sun, so it represents following the energy of God and the path that it's basically saying that you're on the correct path here. Then we have the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords is coming in with some form of communication. The Page of Swords, the pages would work for the king and queen in the royal court, and they would deliver messages back and forth, do small tasks and errands within the court, within the palace. And they would generally come from the families around that were of higher society. The Page of Wands represents the sword energy. Swords represent your thoughts, your mind, and your mental intelligence. So this is showing, this Page of Swords is, he always reminds me of someone who's golfing, just by the way his body language is. And so golf is a game of, you have to have a lot of control over your mind. You have to have a disciplined mind to do well at golf. And that's why a lot of businessmen and politicians, etc., do business on the golf course, besides the fact that it's, they're beautiful. A lot of the courses are absolutely gorgeous. And but the game of golf is about being able to really, like, if you're at the first hole and you have you do really poorly, are you going to spiral down, or are you going to be able to get a hole-in-one at the next hole? It's kind of, people can learn a lot by having a few hours of golf with someone else. They can learn how they handle stress, basically, and whether they're a good winner and a good loser kind of energy. So this card is represent a communication coming in. It could be a thought that you have. Like, sometimes this is representing a breath of fresh air, and oh my goodness, I have such a great thought. I've got to put this into action. And he's the only page that's not totally focused on his element. It's like he has the thought, and now he wants to look away and go to his intuition so that he can think outside the box. And the combination of logic and an intuitive answer gives creative solutions to problems. So he is bringing in a message. In the old days, it would be in person. Having said that, now with all the different types of communication we have, this could be a phone call, it could be an email, it could be a text message, a social media post, something you see on the news. It could be in the energy of some sort of paperwork that you're waiting to receive, that kind of energy. All right, and we have the Queen of Swords. So maybe the Queen of Swords is waiting for the message from the page. She's been waiting for it. She's looking at the King of Wands here, and maybe the King of Wands, maybe she sent a message to the King of Wands, and now she's waiting for the message to be returned to the palace, kind of energy. All right, so that the Queen of Swords quite often represents a very independent woman or man. I just want to point out that any of the characters in the tarot are actually archetypes. So this could be a man in his masculine energy as well as a woman in her masculine energy. And this could be a woman in her feminine energy as well as a woman or a male in their feminine energy. So this is true of all the characters in tarot. And so she's holding up her sword in her right hand, and she's ready to wield it if necessary. She's like, she's got her left hand out, and she's willing to receive this information from this king. But he better come in correct. It better be correct information and in alignment with what she wants, or off with his head. She's been there, done that, got the t-shirt. So this could be a connection of love, but like there's some sort of friction between them. And so let's look into that a little bit more here. Her head is above the clouds, so she does have an idea of what this is about. And oh, and look at this, then the Knight of Swords comes in. Man, this card has been coming in almost every reading. You know, that for the Valentine's Day, and I'm like, can't we just have like the knight in shining armor come in and have like a gentle love story? That's what I'm going for. But the energy, and I'll explain that, is not really supportive right now of real quiet, peaceful conversation. You know, it's just not. And unfortunately, it's just the energy around Valentine's Day is quite actually volatile. Maybe I'll explain that a little. We have the full moon on February 1st, and right now while I'm doing this reading, it's February 3rd. The full moon is in Leo, which is fire energy. And the Leo energy is about leadership. And in matters of love, it's about very creative and passionate. And, you know, just the Leo energy is that of a leader that's a lot of fun to be around generally. They're very charismatic and charming, just like this energy here. The thing is about the Leo energy is that right now the Leo is feeling very kind of self-centered, and they're already that way a little bit as it is. And they're, you know, where there's smoke, there's fire, right? So they are in this mood of wanting to really express themselves to the ultimate. And across from them in the zodiac is the sign of Aquarius, directly opposite. And so that's their opposing sign. The opposing sign in your horoscope has a big effect on you as well. So what's happening is the Leo energy is saying, it's all about me, and I want it to be about me. And the Aquarius energy is saying, it's all about the group. It's all about the family. It's all about the world in general. You know, it's you need to focus, put the world or the group as your first priority, not yourself. But the Leo energy is saying, no, I really, if I'm going to be in a position of leadership, I need this time for myself. So there's that kind of energy. And also the day before Valentine's Day, there is Saturn is going to move into the sign of Aries, which is an aggressive energy. And Saturn is all about responsibility, you know, the energy of, you know, you need to look after your business, you need to look after your family, you need to look after everything, that kind of energy. And at the same, on January 26th, Neptune left the sign of Pisces, which is more dreamy energy, and moved into, after 14 years, it's been moving back and forth a little bit over the last 6 months, but now it is in Aries permanently for the next 14 years. And it's more of an aggressive energy. And the Neptune energy is all about idealism, whereas the Saturn energy is all about responsibility. And so it can cause a lot of friction in communication, you know, in everyday life of, you know, you take out the garbage, you're supposed to do that, and I'm paying the bills, and da-da-da-da, and who's taking the kids, and like that kind of energy. So if you're in a relationship, it's disruptive. Like right now, for a lot of people are feeling this energy. And it's, I feel like it's no accident that, you know, the files that we've been all waiting to hear about and now are tired of hearing about are out. And like there's, it's just like, it's ridiculous actually how bad it is. Like how, like just yikes, how low the energy is, the vibration along with this Neptune and Saturn thing, and then the Leo moon wanting, like the Leo moon was on the 1st, so that's starting to ease off a little bit. But this energy is definitely, and and then on top of that, on the 17th, we are entering the year of the horse. And this is in the Chinese calendar. So this is the New Year's Day for the Chinese zodiac. And we're moving from the year of the snake into the year of the fiery horse. And so this energy is very passionate and fiery, and it's also very inspiring, but it's very wanting to get a lot done kind of energy, like setting very high goals and then trying to get it done in a quick amount of time. So it's easy to burn out, and that's this energy this horse is in. And it's easy to get, if you it is not a good time for impulsive action. I have done on the same playlist that this is on, there is the Chinese New Year, if you want to learn more about the year of the horse for your sign, because it's very different energy from the year of the snake, of course. But the full moon energy that's still with us now is a really good time to release anything that you don't want to keep moving into the energy on the 17th. And I'm going to be doing a reading about that pretty quick here, because not only is it Chinese New Year, but it's also a new moon in Aquarius energy, still some more of that energy. And it's also a solar eclipse. So the energy from that can linger for like up to 6 months kind of energy. So that's kind of where we're at, and that's quite pretty heavy energy. Like both Neptune and Saturn are large planets that move more slowly. It takes Saturn like 28 years to 29 years to do a cycle, so around a rotation. So this energy, we have the Knight of Swords is coming in with a message, and this is the first horse that we have, or the second one. That's why I'm bringing it up, because we already have, this is a small reading so far, and we already have 2 horses. So the horse energy may be significant for you, Virgo. So this can represent fools rushing in. We can't see the point of his sword. So if he's going to talk to the queen, he better get to the point, because she will be like pissed off with him if he doesn't. And this kind of energy is like, it can be like fool rushing in, because he doesn't, we can only see half the thought, basically, is that kind of energy. Plus his horse is either running away from the king, or the horse and to the queen with a message, or that's, yeah, that I feel like that's the only option here. Because the King of Wands must have sent a message, or it's a message about the King of Wands that's coming to the Queen of Swords, which makes sense because he would work in her court. So this here is how you identify with yourself right now. So this is really good. The 10 of Pentacles is the most pentacles you can have. Your abundance and self-worth, it's very intuitive. You're feeling very, your intuition has been very beneficial for you. And we also have the communication in your early life. And so this is like saying that, that you're destined to be a happy, this is representing that you're a child of God, that, fearless on your path kind of energy. And this is emotional foundation. So this energy coming in, it feels like you're probably from a family that is, kind of, this usually represents a legacy of wealth, like a generational wealth that's passed down from one generation to the next. It's like old money kind of energy. So old money, the people that are from old money have a tendency to be very quiet about their money. They're very conservative. Whereas the new money, a lot of times you'll see them flashing it around and wearing designer this and designer that kind of energy. We have the creativity and romance. And so she's not much in the mood for the romance unless the information from the King of Wands comes in, and maybe she's hired a private, this can sometimes represent a private detective or an investigation or something. So maybe the King of Wands has asked her out and she's checking him out, like literally like hired an investigator before she goes on a date with him or something. So, because she's been there, done that, and has the t-shirt, and she's been very careful who she lets into her inner circle. And so let's see what the external forces are. So this is the internal forces. You have control over your internal forces. This is when you will, the way you can tell it's coming from inside you is you'll be saying, you know, what if I do this? What if that happens? What if they do this? What if I do that? Kind of energy. And the external forces are more like when you're saying what the EF happened. That's the energy. Because, oh, and look at, you're in the wounded warrior position for external forces. So the wounded warrior is someone that has stayed on their path, but it's been a struggle. And there's at least 8 actions behind here. So these actions can represent the actions of yourself or others. And the 9th one is the one you're leaning on right now. You're still standing on your feet, but you've been through it. It's that kind of energy. And so the external forces have had like a pretty harsh effect on you. But you've managed to stay on your path because you're in this position. There's some information coming in. And this energy is talking about maybe you've isolated yourself a little bit so you can gain perspective. I feel your energy right now is that of this queen, and that this might be more, although this is saying the internal forces, so it could be that you're the King of Wands and it's about the Queen of Swords, that kind of energy. And look at this, the external forces. We've got that 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords represents someone who is like in a never-ending nightmare. You know, waking up in the middle of the night, having the same dream over and over again and not getting any resolve. And you notice this is all this sword energy. Look at this, how it's all happy here, you know? And then some sort of action comes in. So I don't know, I'm still feeling like you might be in this state and you were more in this state. Remember, this can be, this could indicate the energy that one person is in. This could be like you in your masculine energy having to get something done, like I have to get this done energy. And this could be like what happened. And because look at how this is like pentacles, intuition, happy. And then all of a sudden we've got some information coming in twice, you know? And it's all swords, it's thoughts. And now like we can see they're not pleasant thoughts. And it's put you in this position here. So this is kind of where we're at right now. This card, okay, the never-ending nightmare, or it can also represent enlightenment from source energy. And because the sun is here, I feel like that that's what this is saying, is this is what you're meant to be. Use your intuition. Quite often, if we get insight from source energy, from the Most High and from the universe, it'll come at about 2 to 4 a.m. in the morning. It's very common. And this could be someone trying to remember, what was that dream about? As a side note, if you're trying to remember a dream, make sure that you just don't move. If you can, like, just lay there, you're more likely, as soon as you physically move, it makes it more challenging to remember the dream. This, another option is, or it could be all three, is that this is just like you're bored. You're just bored. This is like Groundhog Day energy. And actually, when I was doing I think it was the full moon readings, this card came up, or no, it was the beginning of February readings. This card came up in every reading except for 2. And I was like, what is that about? Like, why is this? Like, why can't this be about a happy love story? You know, it's Valentine's Day. And then I realized, oh, it's Groundhog Day on February 2nd. And this is that energy of Groundhog Day, like the same thing happening over and over and over again. And really, The funny thing about Groundhog Day is that, you know, a lot of us have been taught, and I see pictures of like this on the internet. I don't know if the schools have changed the way they teach us now, but they show the sun in the middle, and then the planets are in these neat little circles going around like this, you know. And we're not doing that. What we're doing, like the whole universe is always moving, and so it's spiraling and it's spinning and it's, you know, so you never really are in the same place. You might be following the same routine every day, but it would be impossible for you to be in the exact same place that you were before. And so the one constant we can all rely on is change. So in actual fact, there really is no Groundhog Day. It just feels like it. That's the energy. And okay, so and this card has been coming up a lot in these readings, and it's kind of pissing me off because I wanted to do all these really lovely light Valentine's Day readings, but I don't have control over that. I'm going to read the cards. To be honest, I did have a card come out and I just was like, it was negative. And I was like, I'm not doing that reading. I'm not. I just put it back in, and this one's not. This one's a different version of it, but lighter. And that's like, come on, this is Valentine's Day. So the Page of Cups. This can represent someone who is really interested, and they're focusing on this cup. And in that cup is that fish. And you know, they know there's plenty of fish in the sea, but they're focused on this fish. With this energy here. And, you know, this, it could represent there's something fishy in your love life. And there's some communication coming in about that. So we'll see. We've got the Nine of Pentacles. So the Nine of Pentacles is talking about, because of what's happened here in the external forces, you've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. That's the energy coming up. So that's the good news, because some people don't learn from their mistakes and they have to keep repeating it. But you're done. You're in this energy. No way am I repeating this energy. I have the souvenir. I have the t-shirt. I am not doing that again. And so this is talking about the Nine of Pentacles is talking. This is probably why you have the 10 now, because the circle kind of just goes around, right? There is no beginning and there is no end in actual. The only place we have linear time is on planet Earth, because we've made it linear. But everywhere, like in the universe, it's just time is past, present, and future, and it's, you know, it's all at once kind of energy. But like this card is saying, okay, the Nine of Pentacles is talking about your environment and cleaning it up, like so that you have, you know, that there's a saying, you're the sum of your environment. So it's talking about making sure that you have supportive people around you and that your environment supports you. And this Nine of Pentacles, if you've ever heard of Nikola Tesla, the famous genius, he, an inventor, he spoke about, if you only knew the beauty of the 369, then you would have the key to the universe. And what I feel he's talking about is this ratio. She has 9 pentacles here. She's got 6 here, and her hand is on that because she knows that she needs to always keep that much for herself so that she can continue to give to others. The 3 of Pentacles is behind her. That's saying, I can use those to invest in other people and in projects that, you know, are not essential to my well-being. And the falcon represents having the foresight. So I feel like on this journey, because if you have generational wealth, then you already have the money. And so maybe when it comes to matters of love, you know, people are after your money, and it's getting old for you. Like you're just done with it. It's not the worst problem to have, but it's not the best problem to have either. Yes, and then there's the King of Pentacles coming in. So this is the same kind of energy. The King of Pentacles, though, is someone that's very good, like at business. People will go to them. They're someone that, like a financial advisor, you know, an accountant, someone that works in the banking industry, mortgage broking, Quite often it can be about real estate, because we're dealing, the Pentacles deal with matters of the earth. And so the King of Pentacles, we have here, this is this is marriage and commitments and partnerships. This could be, this is a love reading. So this is this is how you feel right now about if you had a marriage, commitment, or a partnership. And then this is the energy of transition. So that's when you realize, hey, there's something fishy going on here. And that's when you learn a lot about this is higher learning. Like, okay, now I understand how much to invest, who to invest in. There's better discernment. It's a skill, like it's like any other. Learning the give and take, especially when it comes to business. How much are you supposed to pay someone? And, you know, are they the right person for the job? That kind of energy. How much are you going to invest of your time and energy into a project or into other people or into a love affair kind of energy? And then the King of Pentacles is in your career and reputation. So I feel like this energy is talking about the external forces coming in have taught you a lot about how to deal with that. And at the same time, it's because they are people that are really good with money in that. So you may have gone to the King of Pentacles. Quite often is someone people go to for advice. He's a financial advisor. But let's see, because what's like, why are you in this shape if he's so good at giving advice kind of energy? But then look at this, a Knight of Cups comes in with an offer after this is settled. I'm getting that there's a situation that's been going on for a while. And maybe you've had like the King of Wands asking you out or whatever, but you're not in the mood for passion. You're in the mood for finding out what happened to your money. And that you were in a relationship where, now the King of Wands, because he's a visionary, he sometimes tends to have a wandering eye when it comes to matters of love, can be a bit of a player until he matures. And so that, you know, it just take it however it works for you. But now, remember I said, where's my knight in shining armor? Here he is. And look at his horse. His horse is calm. His horse, look at the difference in the horse, right? So this is someone that there's some sort of love offer coming in, a romantic offer, because this is the happiest card, shining the light on this. I feel like after you go through this energy here and you realize, okay, there was something fishy about that relationship, and you're done dealing with it, that's when this King of Wands energy comes in. I feel like, because this is your internal forces, I feel like this is more, whether you're a male or a female, that this is your more true temperament. You know, you're more lighthearted, but you're in this energy because you need to deal with some sort of mess. And, you know, isn't it that time of year? Like, spring's around the corner, so of course it's income tax time, you know? Oh, Lord. Like, there's not enough happening in the world. We have that to deal with as well. I'm just going to move this down a bit, because I noticed in my previous readings that sometimes this is a little bit up too far and you can't really see the cards. So just in case here, we'll tighten it up a little. And then we have, okay, so we have Queen of Cups coming in. Yes, I feel like the King of Wands maybe has his eye on you, and he wants to ask you out, and maybe he has, but you're in this energy and you're not. So he's kind of waiting for the right time to come in, and when he does, you do accept his offer. Here's the Queen of Cups, and she's got a trophy. Her cup has a lid on it. This is talking unconditional love, like ready to accept love, healed and ready to go. So this could take a while, but it's interesting because this is not that big of a reading, and we do have 1, 2, 3 horses in here. So the year of the horse energy, you might want to take a look at that reading for your sign, Virgo, because it might give you some more information about, and even that's in, and then, yeah, that one is in the same playlist as this is in, as the Valentine's Day is in. And then the full moon reading is in my new moon, full moon playlist. Just if you're wanting to know more about that energy. I'm going to clarify this. If you're enjoying this, please do give it a like and a comment. I'm happy now, like my Knight of Shining Armor came in. I want to have some good love readings, a little bit lighter, please. So I got my wish, so I'm happy now. See, this happy card works. There we go. My cat is still being noisy, but hey. All right, so if you're enjoying this reading, please do like and comment. It does have a good ending, it looks like. Ending, beginning. And we're going to now move into clarifying it. So give it a like and comment if you're enjoying it, please, because it really does help me build my channel, and you know, I really do appreciate it. So I'm going to clarify this with my Oracle, Tales from the Vector, TAILS, and I do have a website, talesfromthevector.com. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started it in 2007. In 2020, I completed all 64 paintings. I've had this out and about at psychic fairs and at my seminars for several years, but not in its entirety because I didn't have all the paintings done. And now I am getting ready to bring it out and print it, but I need to get the information for the book that goes with it. So that's what I'm working on right now with you. So thank you for your time and energy. Okay, these are the cards that are wanting to come out. There's quite a few of them. Interesting. Okay, so to clarify the Hangman, we're clarifying that this is Leo energy. So I want to make it really clear here that when I'm doing the readings here, these general readings, and these horoscope signs come out, I'm not saying the person, oh, it's a Leo that did this, or, you know, a Virgo that did that kind of energy. This is just representing the state of being of Leo. We actually do all have, like, most of the signs in our chart. And you can, you know, if you get your birth chart done, you can see which house Leo's in. Your sun sign is in Virgo, but somewhere you have some energy of Leo in there. And so that's what I want to bring out for people, is the information so that you can recognize, you know, that you can take advice from each and every one of these signs. And also it's about the stage of life to kind of give you an idea of what the energy itself is in. Leaning towards. So this is the Leo energy is about leadership, and I explained that earlier with the full moon. The full moon is in Leo. So that energy is quite prominent right now about whether or not you want to be a leader or not. And think about teenage boy energy, you know, the really, you know, like really it can be very impulsive. Stop, Stella. Go on. Go on. You're going to have to wait. She wants me to feed her. And I fed her a couple hours ago. You're going to have to wait. You're being in pain. Okay, so we have the, sorry, that's my cat. Oh, she's being obnoxious right now. She keeps circling around here and then staring at her dish like as if she hasn't been fed for a month. And I just fed her 2 hours ago. So like it's that kind of, that's the kind of energy, right? That that Neptune and Neptune and Saturn energy, responsibilities, idealism, and the full moon energy of, hey, I want what I want. And she's a cat, so you know, cats have staff and dogs have owners. Anyway, the indifference is, this energy is talking about, it's a karmic space where we're all in it together, but the queen of this energy was feeling that way, and now this energy, because of what happened, is in this. And it's so clear. I mean, look at, everything's kind of like all rosy over here, and but these cards here in this section are looking kind of, you know, and even this one looking kind of, this could be like when the King of Wands is starting to come in and is focused, but I feel like this is more about a past relationship that was fishy, that kind of energy. And then once you figure that out, then we start getting into this energy. All right, so we have Pisces energy coming in. And so that's about this sink or swim kind of energy. This is your energy, how you feel right now. It's kind of like you feel like this is, you have to take authority here. You're responsible for this money. And this Pisces energy, remember what I said about Neptune? That it moved out of Pisces after 14 years. And so a lot of people are feeling that bang because it's in Aries, and Aries is all about brand new and having to learn the ropes again and do it a different way, or maybe get a new accountant or whatever to deal with this situation. And yeah, it's like not like romantic energy by any means. And then we have the Capricorn energy coming in. That's representing Saturn energy. That's, the glyph for Capricorn is the mountain goat with the fishtail on the end. So it's someone that is trying to climb a mountain with a dolphin tail instead of a rear end on it with hooves. And it's all about ambition and responsibility, and seeing the possibilities and challenges and then working through them. And so this is very Saturn energy, and it's meeting up like with that Neptune energy that just came out of Pisces. And so they're both in Aries, and they're like bang, banging heads kind of energy. And then we have Gemini energy. Wow, there's a lot of horoscope. See, there's a lot of astrological effects right now. Like sometimes in the readings they barely show up, but in like it's this February 1st to like mid-February, like going into that eclipse energy, it's really a very intense time astrologically. And so we have the Gemini energy, which is about kindergarten, and it's about learning and communication. And what, I just said, like communication is challenging for a lot of people in a lot of areas, not just in the love. And so this is about, also, it's right on this card here that you were born to be happy. And this is talking like, that your subconscious mind is formed until you're like kindergarten age, basically. And then we have falling and failing in love is a matter of I. So when you figure that out, a lot of people don't realize, like, if you're having issues in your love life, a lot of the time it's because you lack love for yourself. And so you have to learn to put yourself first before you can give of yourself to others. Otherwise, you're going to be out of balance. And when you're in a position where you you understand like what your limits are, how much you can give and how much not, and what do you have to invest, and what are you being given in return? The exchange of energy. We have the Emperor energy. So this is kind of interesting. The Emperor is coming in here on top of this. You may have consulted with someone. The Emperor can be someone. The Emperor has the qualities of all four kings in one person, and someone who's very wise and good at business, emotionally available, someone mature about about love and loving and that kind of energy. So it could even represent the King of Wands having escalated to this energy, or this is an entirely different person, or this is just someone that you've consulted, and maybe you're getting the information back from that now. Yeah, because there's a judgment being. And look at this, is so interesting because in my oracle, both of these are the same dragon. One's upside down, and she's upside down in this one, and that represents your own personal heart chakra. And then in the judgment position, she's right side up. But judgment belongs to God, basically, is what this one is saying. It's in the upright, because only God really understands what's happened to people. Like we can judge other people, and we do. We have to on Earth. We have like a law system and all of that. But only like if you don't really know what happened to someone, that causes them to behave in certain ways. And even what's really interesting is because your subconscious mind is formed and you don't remember what happened to you, you have to rely on other people, and yet it's the prominent, when people get upset, that's what they rely on, is their subconscious mind, and it's really the thoughts of the people that were in charge of your care, not your own thoughts, really. And so it's really interesting that they've both showed up here with the Emperor in between. So one is about upright judgment from the cosmic heart, and from God and from the universe, lining things back up in order so that everything goes where it's supposed to. And that's very Virgo. Like that cleanliness is next to godliness, Virgo. That's the energy that I'm picking up here. Virgo, he loves that organization and everything being in its place, and and Virgo energy can be very analytical critique. Virgos are really good at picking out when something's out of order. Like they'll just, hey, that's not in the right place, da da da. That's where the problem is. Like in a, they'll find it right away. Unfortunately, there's a fine line between analytical critique and anal criticism, and Virgo is very much that way about themselves, and they tend to be that way with other people because of it, and it can cause a lot of problems in communication, and that's what this is saying here. Communication, Virgo and Gemini are both ruled by, well, the Virgo energy is about is an earth sign, but ruled by Mercury energy. And then we have the Aries energy coming in on top of it. Oh, that's on the external forces. I feel like that's confirming what I was talking about here, about Neptune and Saturn being like bang, 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 heads banging against each other. But the thing, and with Aries, it's like the newborn baby coming in, and that glyph is the ram. And so this is rammy energy, and it's again saying be very careful, and with this year of the horse energy coming in, that you're not like really aggressive and impulsive, because you could really regret it. There's the shooting star energy, and this is okay. So this is this is really good because it's talking about wishes. Of course, if you're wishing for something, it means you don't have it yet, but it's wishing upon a star, and I feel like that's a lot better than being in the energy of, see, this is, if you're wishing upon a star, you saw a star falling. Really interesting, falling and failing in love is a matter of eye. So this is about having a really strong attitude about what's going on so that you don't give in to the despair, and that's that Pisces energy of being really so sensitive and not being able to accept what's going on. So you kind of ignore it and get dreamy about it, and I'll deal with it tomorrow kind of energy. This is attachment, so another karmic space. This is the mother of all. If you become attached to something or someone, you tend to hang on to it really tight, and that's when all the other karmic spaces come in. You'll be indifferent to other people's suffering because you want to keep whatever that is. And this is coming from the external forces, and that's why I feel there's some energy here that the judgment is being called on right here. And someone was attached to something that was yours over here. We have deception. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me at all. So your past lover, I feel this represents past lover energy, may have been in a third party situation. And yeah, and your intuition was telling you, but you really didn't want to know it. So you may have put off knowing it for a while, and that's the energy you're cleaning up. So once you're out of denial now, and you have this new information I feel confirmation coming in, then you feel, oh, okay, now I'm ready to accept a cup of love. And that's when maybe the King of Wands is going to come in, or it could be the Emperor, you know. We have, okay, so when the Fool goes on their journey, either they're following their divine path, and they have can anticipate the future. Whereas if you're not following your divine path, then you have expectations, and expectations will always create limitations. I feel in this case that I feel like what it's saying is, this is talking about having in the past, you have accepted cups of love from foolish, you know, like not really looking, it wasn't on your path. Let me put it to you that way, because it's this energy here, but getting attached to it. And there was a lot of deception there, but you denied it, that it was happening. But I feel like this is saying this transition where you've learned the give and take, that now when an energy comes in, it's more about love, like, because that's the star. Okay, yeah. So that's saying, you know, you're a star and you're on your, like, this is about maintaining your innocence, like being able to be vulnerable again, so that you can open up your heart to new love that's more real. I'm so grateful that we have this knight in shining armor. See, ask the universe and you will be given. So this turned out to be a good reading. I really like it, Virgo. I hope you've enjoyed it too. Please like and comment if you have. I really do appreciate it, and consider subscribing. I would be honored if you did so. I will be back with another reading for you soon. Bye for now, Virgo.